Hello, my name is Amin. I'm with AC Electric. I'm going to go over the Bluetti UPS system. I am not a representative of Bluetti, nor do I get paid to explain to you what's going on here. I'm an electrician. I am a licensed electrician, Ohio State license EL 24161. And I'm just going to go over the basic components, how to connect it, how to make it work for the system that you're going to be plugging it into, and some areas to go ahead and protect yourself or protect the system so that you don't short circuit it or something. So the system comes with all the manuals you're going to need, but they are a little bit difficult to understand, to be honest with you. If you're not an electrician, and it clearly says it on all your components, you have to have a licensed electrician wire up the stuff that you're going to need in order to put things together. The B300K, this is the battery. Then you have the AC300, this is the controller. And then you got your warranty card, and then you have the how to build a partial home backup system. We're not going to get into that part. I'm mainly focused on getting you up and running so that if you want to be out and go somewhere, your house is without power or you need power for whatever, this system will actually work. It is a 120 volt system. Each one, combine them together, is a 240 volt. That's where we're going to get into the safety parameters as far as when it becomes a 240 volt system. We'll also be going over what's called the P030A split phase fusion pro box or box pro. What this does, it allows you to have more outlets, but at the same time it allows you to have 240 volts via this connection, and we're going to go over that so you get an understanding on how to make this system a 120 240 volt split phase system. And it comes with this cable. First and foremost, you have to charge the system. To make the connection, simply pop these things open, make sure it's unlocked. You open up this slot. Actually, I like this slot to make it look cleaner, but it doesn't matter. You can put it in any of the slots, plug it in until it clicks, then you lock it. That way it doesn't just come out. Then you do the same thing. You can put it on one or two, but this basically is if you wanted to have two batteries on one, two batteries on another, you can make two connections, and you could actually connect this cable to another battery cable. You could put up to 4 batteries. Just read the instructions to verify everything I'm saying. So to turn on the system, press and hold. All LED lights turned on. It's initializing. Battery is at 100%. And you can check voltages. We're not going to go over there right now, but it's not on grid. So it's just telling you there's no grid voltage. There's no AC load. You will go into settings. We have it in English. AC voltage 120 volt. Frequency at 60 hertz. DC1 input source, DC2 input source. So we're not going to go over the DC parts, but I would say that here in the United States, we're at 120 volt, 60 hertz. If you're in Europe, some areas are actually 220 volt or 230 volts, 50 hertz. So you have to make sure you have the correct voltage that you're going to need for whatever country you're living in. Once you verified your voltage and your frequency, you click on AC output on, and now you have 120 volts. And to verify everything is working, we'll plug in this vacuum cleaner. And it's working. Get it up and running, quick and easy. And to turn it off, I suggest turn off the AC output first. Press and hold. Battery turns off, and they're supposed to turn off at the same time. One important piece of information: when you're going to charge this system, it's recommended to charge it to 100% when you get the system before you start doing anything with it. And the way to charge it to a 120 volt receptacle, you meet the white dot, you unscrew here and connect it to the white dot up top. Don't make the mistake of leaving this loose. This actually, you push it in, you push this back, the threading part, push this in until it clicks, hold it and turn this until it's hand tight. Wiggle it around to make sure it doesn't pull out. And basically you plug it into any 120 volt source. Keep in mind there's no power here because this is for training and for explanation, and we're actually in an area that's going to need power. But once you connect it and if there was utility power, this control panel would automatically turn on, and it'll show you what the percentage of the battery is. The battery also will turn on its own, And again, it'll tell you what the percentage battery is, and as it goes, it'll keep charging. We have 3 connections here. Like I mentioned before, this is where you connect for 120 volt utility power, basically your extension cord. This one is for car battery or solar. This is the communication cable where we're gonna connect this one to this unit to get 240 volts to connect it to this. Here we connected the Fusion Box Pro for split phase so that this receptacle will have 120, 240 volts. We connect this end to that connection like we mentioned earlier. It's a 3-prong connection. Do not use this to connect anywhere else. Do not plug it into regular utility power. You only connect it for this. It's only made for this system. And then you connect this communication cable that we mentioned earlier where they're connected. What's going to happen now is we're connecting both units together. One is going to be the master, one is going to be the slave, vice versa. Any one of them could be set up as the master or slave. But mind you, when you decide to make the one master, then the other one will get controlled by that one. Turn the system on as normal. That one I'm going to remain off because that's going to be the slave unit. For now, we're going to turn on this one and we'll make this the master. So we go into settings. We have the AC output voltage 120, AC output frequency 60 Hertz. We click next. Machine type, very important. It says single phase. We're going to change this to split phase. This is going to be the master. So split phase means one is going to be phase A, one is going to be phase B. You can turn off the alarm. Okay, then we go back home. So now we made this one the master. We can verify it. Again, settings, we have the voltage. This will be one phase. Split phase is what this is. We'll get into electrical theory another day, but this will, let's call this phase A, just to get a better understanding of what's going on. Once that one has been set up, we turn this one on. We'll wait for it, it's initializing. Turn off the alarm. The alarm is pretty much just telling you that they're communicating right now. And we go into settings. Same thing, 120 volt, 60 Hertz. We go next. Single phase, we change the machine type to split phase. And this one becomes the slave. Split phase, slave. And this machine address is the slave. Then we go home. The alarm, we clear it. Okay, so the settings, as I mentioned before, I'm not a professional at this, but I was able to figure it out. This is the first time I've turned this on. I have an understanding of what they said. Once you set this one up as master, you turn this on, you set it up as slave, what's gonna happen is this controls this. So the whole entire time, I was trying to do controls. This one you will be setting it up as split phase and slave, but the alarm that was going off on here does not get shut off from here, it gets shut off from over there. So now everything is working correctly. To verify, I brought my tester. Verify we are getting 240. Okay, and we are getting 120 and 120. So the system is working as it should be. So same way a generator is set up where you have your generator receptacle for a portable generator, you can use the same cable and you can use the Fusion box to connect to it. But essentially this becomes the generator, let's say. It'll be the connection point for these two to be able to connect for that receptacle. My suggestion is turn off the system first. And remember, you don't have to touch that anymore. This is the main one that you're controlling everything with. So this is a Reliance 30 amp 120 240 volt outlet box, and it uses a twist lock L14-30 cord end Pay attention to where the angle is, the angle slot. You look for it in here, and you turn it. You install it and twist it. I turned off the breakers. That's the first thing you should do. You never want to turn anything on load just yet. But I plugged everything in, and you turn on your circuit. 240 volts are on. And now we turn on the breaker. Everything's working fine from here to that point, and we're safe. And anything you do, any changes that you do, you should always verify that everything you did is working before you connect it to a load. So now the system is on, the fusion box is connected. We have 240 volts, 120 connected over to the box. If we come over here in the panel, you'll see there's 280 watts being used right now. Don't know what's connected, but obviously there's something connected in the area. We checked before, it was 0 watts, meaning everything is good with the wiring. So we could check our receptacles. So the first thing we like to do, we'll connect our vacuum cleaner. That verifies that we have voltage. And if you look at the unit, you'll see how many watts it's actually being used. As you can see, lights are working. That means everything is working in the whole unit from these systems here. To shut everything off, you first go to the AC on here. Click AC, off. That shuts off everything in the whole building. Now this is a very important part I want to mention to everyone. The system is on, it can be plugged in. Check the instructions to verify, but it can be plugged into utility power in order to keep it charged. But remember, with this fusion box, we have 240 volts going to it with the 2 batteries, and it's set up as split phase. With this cable connected, it's making the split phase system. If you attempt to connect the 120 volt cord to this one and the 120 volt cord to this one, and you plug them into utility power, you will fry the battery and void your warranty. So make sure when you're ready to charge the system, again, make sure everything is off. Disconnect the communication cable, and then you could charge it with the utility power or solar or battery, whichever one you prefer. But disconnect this system so you do not destroy your batteries. When disconnecting the cable, you're going to get the alarm. Clear the alarm. Go into settings. Go into next. Split phase, single phase, and then back, and everything else will clear itself. This alarm was accidentally turned off by me. I will turn it right back on in a second, but basically the alarm is saying the same thing, the split phase situation. We go into settings, next, machine type, single phase, click next, next, buzzer, I'll turn it back on. That way, whenever there's an alarm, it'll go off, and then from there, you go home. Everything is fine. You can connect it to utility power now, and you can charge it up. To turn it off, simply press and hold as we mentioned. The system will shut off. That'll shut off on its own.